We are the Nerd Eternal Network.
Hello, and welcome to the Nerd Eternal. Today we're playing Icons, Crimes, and Misadventures. I'll be your GM for the day, Jason. And with me, as usual, will be Mike, a.k.a. Anyone.
Hey.
Curtis, a.k.a. Black Dragon.
Hola.
Zach, a.k.a. the Fairy Prince.
Thank you for joining us.
And Taylor, a.k.a. Muscle, the Muscle.
Howdy.
And the last time we headed out to Oregon, had a little encounter with a couple of other villains, Skyscraper and Gothic. And bumped into the nicest superhero any of you had ever met. And drug him into the fairy realms. And then down into Arizona, I think it was.
Sounds about right.
And then I voted to kill him.
But you were apparently outvoted.
Yeah, I was. Because we're the Super Friends.
We committed a crime. We stole things for a murderous psychopath.
We got away from the most powerful superhuman currently known.
We stole things for a woman that eats people. Alright, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. She's eating people. And we stole things. For her.
Who hasn't eaten people?
For money. We did evil. Don't worry.
They're all very insecure because Zach's wife disapproved of sparing the superhero.
I know. Anna is on Team Eddie.
That's a bad team to be on. You're the one person that's lost in a fight.
Might be best that Anna wasn't part of this campaign because I think the body count would be a lot higher.
Well, I don't know, because one of the founding principles of the campaign was you're villains, but not complete psychos.
Yeah. What was it? The homicidal homeless maniac or whatever was outruled. You know, that was the first rule. None of that.
Bring it here.
So anyway, so yeah, that job was not specifically to advance your fight against the Hellfires. That was kind of a personal thing for Muscle. Because
We were helping out a bud.
right, the woman he says has eaten people. You know, she's been something of a mother figure to him, helped keep him genetically stable in his youth. And he needs her around because, you know, he's about to have a baby. And he wants to make sure she's around to keep the baby genetically stable just in case.
And Eddie kept calling her his girlfriend.
Right. Eddie either misunderstood or intentionally misunderstood the situation. But while all this was going on, you had someone working on the data that you had stolen from the Hellfires. And while he's uncovered a lot of juicy bits, you know, a lot of dirt on a lot of politicians and industry leaders and, you know, the people the Hellfires are blackmailing. There is a subset of files that are... They're secured in some way that he just flat does not understand. And has had absolutely no luck cracking. Unfortunately, it seems like that's information you probably really want. But
If they don't want us to have it, I'll bet we want it.
Mm-hmm. So as you're sitting around talking and somebody brings up the fact that you've got to find a way to unlock this, that triggers a memory for the Fairy Prince. He has heard of an artifact created by his people that is capable of unlocking anything. It was. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I thought you were ready to say something.
Oh, no, I just made a noise.
Oh, okay.
Unintentionally.
My bad. Anyway, item created by his people. Originally created, it only had so many uses. According to the legends, it's only got one use left. Unfortunately, the last time last time there was an attempt to use it was for a theft that was foiled by the Crucible. And as far as anybody Fairy Prince has ever talked to, ever heard the story from, it has been in the Crucible's possession since then.
Out of curiosity, how long was it?
The 1880s.
I would say it here in the 1880s, Musk would be very unsure about this job. Like, there weren't computers then. We can't be sure it could unlock something locked in a computer. But it's magic, so like maybe it can.
According to the stories that were passed down to me, my friend, that pick can unlock not simply any door or window you may find, but it can plumb even the depths of the human consciousness, the secrets most arcane, and things locked away that never even existed. If the lockpick is still in the Crucible's possession, I'm fairly confident that it will do its job just well. Also consider, we will be breaking into the most powerful and accomplished wizard's residence, we'll be breaking into the residence of the most powerful and accomplished wizard in human history. He will have lots of goodies lying about.
I'm not gonna hit you with the statistics on that one, but I'll just say okay. I think technically the most accomplished human wizard is an evil guy who got murked during that whole like quail kick thing, but like the second best guy definitely at least. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm down with messing with the Crucible. He doesn't kill people too often. Well, like, worst case scenario, I'm just magically in jail.
Fairy Prince, you've heard stories to the contrary, depending on how you define person.
How secure are you in your own sense of humanity? Just for a philosophical ideation.
Is that directed specifically at Muscle?
The group, but I am looking at Muscle when I say that.
I'm like 100% sure I got a soul, but I'm like 70% sure I'm a human.
Well, let's hope other people also think you're 70%, at least 70% sure you're human. The Crucible plays favorites. Allegedly, I'm not one to make accusations.
Well, do any of us have any magical experience?
YOLO.
I mean, besides the Fairy Prince, of course.
I mean, I've been shot with magic. It's the same as getting shot with anything else. It hurts.
That's the no I'm hearing. That's fine. That's fine.
I can't use magic. No, you're the bloody night magician. What the fuck you talking about?
Forgot myself.
Like,
Right, I'm the night magician. Yeah.
come on, guys, think about it. I call Fairy Prince Tommy Twinkletoes. I call Muscle Meathead. That's because I know you guys. You're buds. You're my friends. We still don't know a whole lot about the night magician. He's very mysterious. He could be anybody, anyone.
I hear he's terribly mysterious.
Terribly mysterious.
As benefactors tend to be.
At least he doesn't talk in riddles.
So tell us a little about yourself, if you want to be a little bit forthcoming, Night Magician. Like, I'm Tom. That's Eddie. That's. Oh my God! What's Muscle's real name?
My name's Kelvin. It's on the paperwork.
Why do I keep forgetting your name is Kelvin?
Because it's a stupid fucking name, and I'd prefer to be called Muscle.
Yo, the name of Kelvin, you really should have had.
My pops could have just taken the fucking L out and named me Kevin, like an American name. I'm Kelvin, like a temperature. It's
Exactly.
weird.
Cold and heat powers.
It does seem like that's God's little joke being played on you. No offense, Muscle.
I mean, it's not a If I was really annoyed by it, I'd just legally change it. It's just weird that he decided to throw an L in there randomly.
Hey, I knew a kid named Luak. His dad was drunk. He was supposed to be named Paul. But his dad spelled it backwards.
Someday I'll know what being drunk feels like. Anyway, work time.
Yeah, so the Crucible's, he's located in Savannah, if I recall correctly.
That is what people assume. That's where he's spotted the most often. Though he's always been one of those heroes that could potentially pop up anywhere.
You know exactly where his domicile is located, his lair.
Do you?
That'd be the first thing to find out.
Out of character. What hero group was anyone associated with? Because one of the old groups, the group that had Slapshot in it,
The Haunted.
knew where the Crucible was. Was anyone part
I
of
don't
that
know
group?
if he was. I don't know if he was really affiliated with any group. I think he just showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
The Haunted interacted
No,
with
he
him a
was
couple of
working.
times, I think.
Yeah, it was one of the things where.
Didn't he show up for more than one group?
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of characters did that. Yeah, so if it, if,
Oh,
And the
it makes
Crucible.
sense if anyone did, but
And the Crucible showed up. He showed up at the school dealing with the vampire. And the end with when the Primes were fighting the August. When the flood of heroes showed up in Miami to fight off the guy that could turn people into flunkies, the Crucible was there. In season 2, I don't remember what all groups he was involved in.
yeah. Well, I remember the Haunted turned something over to the Crucible, I believe.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Because I remember us having a hero team that showed up at the Crucible's place to hand him something dangerous.
Oh, it was one of the reliquaries, Gugas.
Yeah.
I think Everlast was part of that group.
Yes, it was the Everlast Slapshot. Or no, it was Everlast J303 in that group, wasn't it? It's been long enough now that I am getting a little mixed up in my head.
You had in the first big storyline, the the Crucible basically called the haunted to him. He, in some ways, he put the group together, sent y'all to another dimension. So J303, that was the Misfits over in Baton Rouge or Lafayette.
Shreveport.
Oh no, you're right. It was Shreveport. I always forget which Louisiana city they were in. So campaign-wise, yeah, the Crucibles popped up here and there and everywhere.
Yeah, I was just trying to think if anyone had been in part of the campaign where they turned things over to him so they would know the location or not.
So the answer, I suspect, is no. Usually, he just happens to be working on a case that someone else is working on, and that's how the paths cross.
And there was that one time that he showed up, but none of the other heroes actually met him. He was just like a room.
That's right. I was
over the
always in
entire-
disguise. That's right.
All right, did we lose Curtis?
Uh-oh.
His name's still in the Discord, but he disappeared off the Zoom call. Oh, there he is.
And now it's
Discord on
gone.
Discord too.
All right, well, we knew he was having internet trouble, so.
If nothing else, I'm sure anyone definitely has a contact who would know a specific location by using my contact snack.
All right, what kind of contact would anyone have in the occult community?
The actual night magician who he has paid off to take a vacation while he does this nonsense.
I mean, that might not be. There might be a council of like stage magicians who are actually magical that he probably would have been in contact with, perhaps even either posing as the night magician, or maybe that was part of his research. He like infiltrated the group somehow, and that's kind of how he learned how to get into the mindset to impersonate a for real magical stage magician.
That sounds reasonable.
I am back, by the way.
Hey, hello, welcome back. We're just what kind of contact anyone could have if he wanted to use his contact snack to locate the Crucible.
Well, and we've pretty much got, all of us have some history of villainy. Might have some way of having an inkling where he's at.
Like I said, the fact that he is most likely based out of Savannah isn't exactly a secret. I mean, it's not something the average person knows, but in the community, it's widely assumed.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, if anyone would like to call some of those other magicians that he's dealt with, give me a stage magician's name.
Oh shoot! I'm here without my list. Without my list of superhero names.
Well, it doesn't have to be a hero, just a stage magician with actual magical powers. Good, evil, whatever,
Oh shoot.
Christopher Dangel, mind weirder.
Oh, apparently there is a stage magician name generator.
What? Oh.
Stage magician, pot 8 O's.
Oh yeah. Nice. Wait, we're gonna make this one. I'm gonna make this one. I've. Is this? I can't change the gender. That's good. Weird. Anyway. Kind of like Doug the Prince.
Doug the Prince?
Yeah, that's what I came up with through the name generator.
I was expecting the generator to throw out more adjectives, but you know.
Oh, do you have a better one?
No, I was getting the same kind of list. Alfred the Conjurer was like the most descriptive one they had. Alright, so you call up Doug. Ask him what he knows about the Crucible. And he's not really a villain. He's not really a hero. Doug's a little shady, but not to the extent that it would call get a superhero's attention. But just enough that he probably want to know how best to avoid the Crucible. So his suggestion is just to stay out of Savannah. But if you want more specifics than that, he does know a Fae that lives in the city, and has been living there for a while. So clearly, he knows how to, survive in proximity to the Crucible.
What are Tommy's?
So he might be able to set up a meeting with you, or a meeting for you. If you're interested.
So, a fae, you say?
That is what he said.
Hello?
Yeah, I hear you.
Sorry about that.
Yes, that's what he said. Was Faye. Oh wait, did we just lose?
We lost. We lost. Zach.
I'm having flashback to season 1.
Did Zach come back?
Hello?
Are you there?
Hello.
All right.
Oh, Lord.
So yes, he had said a Faye, yes.
Was there a given name they use?
Cormac Duffy.
Oh. Like a humanish name. Dang it.
Look, Doug just knows the guy casually. He's not on true name basis.
No, I got you. I was just hoping it would be like a name that I could use my specialty of history, Fae, and have a shot of actually being like, oh, okay, I know something about this person.
Well, the ones that made it into the actual mythologies and stuff would probably, still be over in the old world. Or maybe not. Who knows?
Sounds more like a leprechaun.
But like I was saying, if y'all are interested in a meeting, Doug can set you up one.
I think it would behoove us to
Hello?
attend this.
Hey, Zach, are you back?
Hey,
Can you hear us?
I think that's the problem, is he hasn't been able to hear us.
Could be.
can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Okay,
Yes.
yes, I can finally hear y'all. I do not know what the hell just happened.
Gremlins.
Yeah. The last thing I heard before tech issues was that anyone's friend could set us up with a meeting with the Fae, and then I said, "A Fae, you say?" And then Jason started to say something, and then silence.
Yes, it was a Fae. He said, after your connection glitched out, somebody had asked what his name was. Doug knows him as Cormac Duffy. There was some disappointment over it being just a regular person name, but Doug's like, I know the guy casually, I don't know him on true name basis. Yeah, what was your question, Zach?
Oh, does that name ring a bell for me?
Yes, it does.
Fun.
He's some kind of distant cousin of yours, actually. Exactly how related, how close related y'all are, is a little vague.
Oh, family's family.
Oh, yeah. He tried to stab you the last time you met him.
Family's family, exactly.
But it wasn't really something y'all would hold a grudge over. I mean,
What's a little stabbing between cousins?
To be fair, there was a lot of your family trying to stab you at that little reunion, so. He was, Cormac was probably just doing it because everybody else was, He didn't want to be left out.
Yeah.
At least
I
you
didn't
can't.
think the Fae will be susceptible to peer pressure.
A good 30% of our legal code is based around peer pressure.
That's a good point.
That's actually
Right,
Irish.
there
That's
you go.
really you can say that
Everyone's
about Irish
free.
mythology. Because most of their gods run around like high school jocks. But anyway, Doug can set you up a meeting. And I think Eddie was saying that it would kind of behoove y'all to take that meeting.
That doesn't mean Eddie knows what the word behoove means. He just knows how to use it.
Well, he couldn't define it, but he knows how to use it in context.
Mhm.
He can pick up context, please. So Doug Doug contacts the guy, gets back with you. Offers to meet you. Y'all can probably see the map of Savannah, but let me let everybody else see the map of Savannah. So yeah, he's gonna meet you at a park over here in the Garden City area. Nice wooded area. Now Tom probably realizes the wooded area would probably make it easier for him to escape if there's trouble.
Mhm.
A perfectly reasonable precaution for one of the Shay or Fae or whatever other of the multiple terms you want to use for him. So you'll spend the next couple of days. I'm getting an echo through something.
Looks like it's Mike.
Yep, I think so. Anyway, y'all spend the next couple of days traveling to Savannah. Are you all just going to go into the park in one big group, or are y'all just sending in a couple people? How are y'all doing this?
I figure the fewer the better, and I feel like Fairy Prince probably shouldn't show up unless you think you'd be more helpful than that risk in facing your cousin.
Oh, trust me, I can. I can handle Douglas. Don't worry. It has been so long since we've seen each other.
Cormac. His name's Cormac.
Well,
Cormac.
in that case, maybe Fairy Prince should definitely be there. Maybe just I don't know, just because just to keep him from getting too nervous, maybe it should just be Night Magician and the Fairy Prince. Where's the two of you on stand with everyone else on standby? I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just being a smart ass saying, you saying I make people nervous?
Hmm.
Yeah, all right, you go ahead and order the two monsters to wait in the car. I understand.
That's
Small
not how I
minded
did
We're
it.
not
on
hurt
your
at all,
part,
are we,
Night
Mus?
Magician.
You're our backup, our secret weapon, the magic card up my sleeve.
Yup, that's me, secret and magical.
Well, I guess I know which one of us would have backed the Project Wide Awake. Just a few universes over.
Night Magician, I need you to
What,
look me in the eyes and then look at Fairy Prince and tell him I am our secret magic weapon.
I didn't. Well, okay. Maybe the card up my sleeve illusion was a bit misleading, a bit inappropriate, perhaps.
I'm a backpack full of AR-15s. I am very indiscreet. I'll wait in the car. This was mostly a joke. Have a good time.
Right. Eddie, any personal grievances you'd like to air out?
Oh, I'm good.
Muscle can be offended for the both of them. Alright. So the big noticeable guys staying in the van, Night Magician and Fairy Prince walk into the park. You know, you're told what part of the park. As you get there, Fairy Prince, you clock Cormac sitting on a bench under a tree. He has a book out. He's dressed in a way that make you think boring small town librarian. You know, brown suit, glasses, hair on the side of his head, all balled up through the middle. Just the most boring person you've ever seen. You know that's an illusion that he likes to use when he's walking around amongst humans. A suspiciously unnoticeable person.
And in my incredibly this gaudy ass suit, my hair done perfectly, I'm going to just stride over to him, whip off my glasses, throw my arms wide, and say, "Cousin, it's been ages."
He just closes his book. Oh, Tom, yes, since the reunion. And then he looks a little sly at you. I had such a good time at that reunion. The whole family did.
It was a delight.
Only the ending was a little disappointed. He gets up and gives you a hug.
Well, yes, it's not always about the ending. Sometimes it's about the journey towards it. I give him a hug back, and I'm gonna try and pick his pocket.
Okay, give me a roll. Oh, that's what I did not do. I did not open my sheet that I use.
That is a coordination roll, correct?
Yes.
All right.
And if you might have a specialty that would help you, I don't know.
I do, in fact.
And I'm going to roll his awareness.
Roll a one. Roll a one.
He got a 9.
Uh-oh.
I got a 12.
All right. What would you like to pull out of his pocket?
His
I mean,
wallet.
do you go over something obvious like the wallet or just whatever, or
Yeah,
some little something
I'm
that's in
going for his wallet.
Okay.
Specifically. Just slip it into my back pocket.
there? And Mike, you can tell anybody at a distance would literally just see this as you know, a couple of family members interacting with each other. It's only up as close as you are that it's almost like you've got two. It's almost like two sharks smiling at each other. For some reason, when Cormac is interacting with Tom, it's not that the illusion he's casting slips, but the way he presents his emotions, it's like the mask slips a little bit.
Mine or theirs?
Oh, Cormac's. You know, the bland expression is gone. He gives himself away just a little bit up this close. Like I said, you know, those joggers 20 yards away wouldn't think anything of this. Just two dudes talking about the family reunion they last met at, you know. But after those pleasantries,
Well,
you know, Cormac gestures for the two of you to sit down.
I'll introduce myself as an associate of Doug DePrince's, a professional associate.
Yes, the night magician.
And,
You know, Doug told me that's who he was setting a meeting with. He didn't mention my cousin.
And-
He didn't mention dear cousin Tom.
Oh yes, another one of my professional associates.
Oh, do be
Anyway,
careful! Do be careful! This one's a sly one.
Yes, I am aware. I am aware. Did I notice the pickpocketing?
Give me an awareness roll.
Sure. The character sheet. Maybe not.
Quite possibly not.
Yeah, my roll is the same as the phase. So if he didn't notice,
Now, I would say, unless the fairy prince was trying to hide it from you, you're at a different angle. You might have seen him putting it in his own pocket.
yeah, maybe he was showing off to me.
You know.
I was trying to be as quiet as possible about it. Like,
Okay.
I'm not being showy this time. This is purely, you know, family stuff.
This is so he gets home later and realizes that you pulled it off.
I suppose it's nosy of me to even make the roll. So I will. I would like to add. And what's the name of this fae again? I missed it before.
Cormac Duffy is the name that he
Cormac Duffy.
uses. Doug was pretty clear
Right.
that that's probably not his true name. But
Sure. Okay. I'll. I think first I'll ask. So, do you actually know the Crucible?
we have met on occasion. Now, am I on a first name basis with him? Have I gone to dinner at his place? Of course not. He is far too
Agreed.
dedicated, too dedicated to protecting humanity against anything else. I am in anything else.
Sounds like a pretty altruistic person. Would you say he's not necessarily the vindictive sort?
I can honestly say I've never heard of him seeking vengeance against someone. Justice, which is sometimes the same thing, but
Yes.
are you planning to do something that you might have to be worried about?
just his legend precedes him. I was wondering if I was just curious about a little bit of insight just to get us a little sneak peek behind that legend. That's all.
Uh-huh. I suppose I could tell you what little bit I know, if there was something in it for me. After all, if I, if I would, I would hate for you to take the information I would give, and then you go kick the hornet's nest, and then leave town, and I'm stuck here with angry hornets flying around. If you understand what I mean.
Of course, yeah, it'll be rude to cause trouble for you. Well, what could we do as say shall we say recompense for any potential blowback?
Oh, I suppose the typical someone's firstborn child. Do you have any children, Mr. Magician?
Yeah.
I'm married to my work. That's not really relevant to the answer, but we'll see if he lets it slide.
Well, barring that, someone else's would do. A healthy child.
Prince? I will turn to the fairy prince, and my expression will be, how do we manage this?
I'm gonna pull out my cell phone and just Google location of nearest preschool.
Oh my god.
What? It's a standard business transaction.
I would like to state in this moment in
Well,
the van,
I was.
Muscle's just sitting there going, I suddenly have the feeling I'm going to have to kill a man.
Is your muscle sense tingling?
Well, and I.
Somebody's
I
fucking me over
honestly
since
half
it's tingling.
I half expected Fairy Prince to produce his firstborn. So, here you go.
Go ahead and give me awareness rolls.
Both of us?
Yeah, both of you that are talking to him.
Oh no!
Oh, I didn't roll difficulty.
I guess I have to make the roll now.
Yeah, both of you are making the roll.
Would insight be applicable to this in any way?
Yes, insight definitely would be.
Oh, what about investigation or? Well,
No, this would be insight. This is you're trying to get a read on the guy.
Yeah.
Well, I rolled a 10.
Okay. So Fairy Prince lost by 3. Anyone beating by 2. Okay. So Fairy Prince, yeah, you're like, oh yeah, standard procedure. A man wants a changeling, or wants to swap out a kid for a changeling. Typical. That's, Fairy Princess people, they look at that like a regular old adoption. The fact that the birth parents aren't consulted, whatever. The kid will live longer in the Fey lands anyway. I mean, barring misadventure. How often does that happen?
Sounds like a great superhero origin to me.
It sounds like you could do a whole World of Darkness game about it.
Mm-hmm.
But anyone you know that when Fairy Prince just immediately whips out his phone and starts looking stuff up, and you just look over at him like you're following his lead. You notice old Cormac looks a little surprised, and you suddenly get the impression that may have been like an opening, like an opening bid of a little, I'll do something outrageous, and then we can drop, then when they try to drop me down, we can drop down to what I actually want.
I gotcha. Yeah, we broke protocol and forgot to haggle. So I will I will gently kind of like place my hand over the prince's cell phone and say, well, I you know, though, while it's well within our capabilities to procure such an arrangement, um, I'm not sure that a living soul in turn for, in simple information is an equivalent exchange. If you catch my drift.
Oh,
What say you, Prince?
I mean, there's like one right down the road from here. All right, fair enough, I suppose. It is a bit much, and if it does go south, well, I don't really want to end up on a registry. Like, I cannot stress how easy it is to steal a small child. They are very stupid.
Cormac nods, and fairly portable.
So in lieu of an opportunity to place a changeling, I believe that's the proper term, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um. Perhaps we could. Perhaps we could provide you in. Oh wait, this is This might be. See, my logic circuit tells me that the most equivalent exchange would be giving them a lead on a particularly auspicious child, like the golden child, as it were, like a particularly momentous child that Cormac could perhaps see his way fit to focusing on. But
Like third generation superhuman or something.
Yeah, something like that.
You're gonna,
But I don't know if
you're gonna stick him on the school, aren't you?
Oh, I didn't
Well, no,
even
I was
know.
implying Muscle's upcoming baby.
Well, you know what?
Well, yeah.
They would be able to defend themselves, maybe, or certainly have a better chance than just some random toddler.
Now,
And-
for
and-
Prairie Prince to go along with something
yeah.
like this makes perfect sense. But is anyone going to hand over a child?
I might go with it, given that I've already been growing accustomed to like compromising my principles, and I could always justify it by saying, you know what, they can defend themselves. They've got Wolf Witch, they've got Land Shark to protect them as well, and maybe I would ask
Yeah,
Cormac if he's heard of.
you know,
I'm sorry, Curtis.
not that I get a say at this point. Eddie would be totally fine with pointing and even pointing a weakness in the school, but he does, in his own weird way, consider Muscle a bud and would not want to turn over Muscle's child.
Good to know. But anyway, like I said, though, anyone got the impression that the child thing was him intentionally trying to overbid it or over ask.
I might offer a suggestion. Yeah, maybe I would. And I'm assuming he hasn't heard of this school yet. He may very well have, in which case I'm not in a great bargaining position. But I could let you know of a collection of youths, a good number of whom are presumably firstborn in their families, all of whom have the weight of destiny upon them.
Ooh, destiny can be a heavy weight.
And why settle for a normal child when you can have a lead to one of those. And what say you?
He seems surprised, like, oh, these guys don't know how to bargain. How well defended is this? If there's a large group of them, they must be well defended.
Nothing that could physical defenses, but probably nothing that could stand up to the wiles of one of your sort. That's why I value your cousin's professional associate. That's why I value so much my professional association with your cousin.
I am a very talented individual, aren't I? By the way, how's cousin Evelyn doing? Is she still sore about that whole bridge deal?
Is the shark going continuing?
Yes. He smiles and laughs, and it seems to be a sincere laugh, like he's, quite amused at what happened to her. Oh, yeah, she's still quite enjoying the bridge. It's a shame she has to live under it all the time.
Well, she's the one who signed the dotted line, and, well, you get what you get.
Yep. Now she's married to that troll.
He is a very rich troll, though.
That's true. More goats than any of the other trolls around. It's really a shame she's allergic to wool. Well, that's sheep, but anyway. But yes, yeah, that sounds like that sounds like an equitable exchange of information.
Okay. I assume that we're gonna have to give up the goods first.
Let's see. Probably so, but there is some, little bit of ceremony that goes on.
Oh.
As you are establishing, this is the deal that we are making. This is the information we are exchanging. And it's like before either side gives information, a agreement is reached to exchange the information. So you can't give first and then him just flick off. The Fae are all about their deals.
Upon pain of eternal torment, I presume, if we don't live up to our end.
Yes, but there's also backlash on him, geese that fall upon you, that sort of thing. And, Fairy Prince kind of oversees that portion of it. So you're just sitting there where Tom and Cormac go back over what seems like obscure little stuff to you, but it's just boilerplate Fae contract work for them. And then alright, so you're going to tell him about the school in New York?
That's right. Whatever I always forget the name of the school. But I guess name and location, I guess, would be.
It was Bruce. What was his last name? Bruce Carter. Did I use School for Gifted Youngsters? Something like that.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And he just said, an entire school of empowered children. Fascinating.
That's right. And where is the domicile of the Crucible located?
He gives you an address. It is over in on Skidaway Island. It backs up into some marshland. There's a fair amount of
course.
There's lots of wooded areas around Savannah, but also some marshland, as you can tell by the plethora of rivers flowing around there.
Every great location of mystical power is usually up against a swamp of some kind or another.
You gotta have a good bog if you want to do magic.
Yep.
It's true.
It's just science.
No, it's magic.
And you know, a lot of the Irish Shay, a lot of their stuff involves bogs and stuff too. So, but anyway, he tells you it's a large estate. It was originally the current estate was originally 2 separate plantations. I've long since converted away from that before the Crucible moved to Savannah. But yeah, he gives you that address. He tells you some of the property is concealed from outside eyes. Like, it looks like a big estate, you know, if you drove by it. But once you actually own the estate is larger than it appears from the outside. You know, they took a larger area and compressed it in some manner.
Oh, like a TARDIS.
He just sort of rolls his eyes at that comparison. The TARDIS.
We've been doing this far longer than the BBC has been a thing, sir.
Besides, the TARDIS is something they built and then made the inside bigger. This was something they bought that was big and then they made it smaller. Or at least made it perceived as smaller.
Gotcha.
Just gonna look at my cousin and just roll my eyes and mouth, mortals.
You know, he can't tell you how. You know, he can't tell you anything about what's on the property. He's certainly never been there. You know, you don't live in the same city as the Crucible by walking around and, like, you know, trying to poke holes in his defenses. You know, he lives here. He lives here for the protection that living in Savannah offers. Most supernaturals don't come here to cause trouble, which allows him a safe haven. And then he can go outside of Savannah and cause problems if he wants to.
That is a clever little strategy you've come up with.
It's why I make sure to look so mundane while I'm here. Not that it fooled him. He has approached me for information a time or two. But the relationship's been fairly cordial. But then I'm not a bloody-minded redcap, so I'm not leaving bodies laying around or anything that would draw his attention.
But enough about Uncle Vernon.
Yes. Yes, you missed that. You left the reunion early, but he was restaining his cap with some stuff that you left behind.
Oh, I'm sure it looked lovely.
Oh yes, it was a very nice shade of red.
I'll be sure to send him a missive.
The one last tidbit he will tell you is the marshlands behind the property. There are some of the smaller folk scattered out amongst in that bog. They're not very receptive to outsiders. I do not know if they're in league with the... Dadgum, what is that?
It's feedback from...
Anyway, I'm not certain that they're in league with the Crucible or not, but they're quite rude to outsiders that wander into the bog.
As the weak folk tend to be.
Yes.
We'll be sure to stay well away from the property.
Very good, then. Well, I suppose that concludes our business. It was good to see you again, cousin.
It was Cormac.
There are a few of the family that will be delighted to know where you're at.
Oh, I'm sure they would be. I've sent a few people over their way, just for fun. But Cormac, before we part, and Fairy and Tom just has the most sincere look that the Night Magician has ever seen him give. There is not a hint of guile or winking and nodding. There's just quiet pain radiating off his face. The events of the last few years, with everything that has happened, with reality being pushed to the brink of annihilation by cosmic things beyond even our kind, and the loss of one of the few mortals I would genuinely consider worthwhile. And what I've learned recently, and the things I've done and experienced, have made me genuinely reconsider much of what I've been doing with my existence. I will live, with luck, a very long time. And I'm not sure I can continue on the path that I have for so long. And while I do not expect forgiveness, when I say what I'm about to say, I truly, truly mean Cormac. It has been a pleasure seeing you again. I'm just gonna hold out a hand and hold out a hand.
Cormac looks very skeptical.
I'm gonna roll the bullshit.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
That's a 10.
He got a 7. Well, that's a major success. So he looks like he's halfway believing you, though. He looks weirded out by it. This must be your human side your human heritage coming to the fore.
Maybe.
But he
Perhaps
reaches out and takes your hand.
Shake it. No fairy bull crap, and just give him a very somber and maybe loving smile.
That seems to bother him more than anything else you could have done.
Good.
Not because it's scary, because it doesn't understand it.
Take care of yourself, Cormac. And be sure to lie a little low.
All right, he nods and watches y'all walk off.
It is good to see family every now and then. In controlled environments, of course.
All right, so y'all get back to the van.
I get in, hop in my seat, and I take out Cormac's wallet, start rifling through it. Does he have a driver's license with a home address on it?
He does. Everything about this wallet seems like a typical person's wallet. There's a little bit of cash, a couple of credit cards, a library card, one or two like receipts from a local store.
I'm gonna take the library card and a little bit of the cash and just mutter under my breath, "Broke ass bitch," and then stick the money in my wallet and put Cormac's wallet back in my pocket.
Congratulations, Fairy Prince. You've doubled the amount of money in your wallet. I say knowing that technically we are all currently rich.
All right, so you've got the Crucible's home address. How are y'all going to approach the place?
So, is there any chance we can actually just ask him for this? Because, like, we're technically doing a hero thing. Like, does he value a magical item above using a magical item to help people? I say while consulting any and all memories I have of anything the Crucible has done. But I don't really know his, like, personal history. I only know fights, so I'm kind of worthless.
What does my own knowledge of the Crucible as a fairy and someone very well steeped in occult lore tell me about how much of a shit the Crucible gives about mundane power grabs? Well, super mundane, but still nothing magical, no death rays involved, anything like that.
Between you and Muscle, y'all can put together. He'll occasionally fight kind of run-of-the-mill supervillains. I mean, it's not beneath him. But he most often concentrates on supernatural threats.
So it's not impossible.
No, it would
That
not necessarily be
maybe
impossible.
we have someone disguise themselves as a hero and just walk up and ask for the thing first. Try the simple answer.
If you want to be boring,
Eddie's gonna laugh. It's like, I want to see this.
Not magician.
I'm trying.
What's your plan?
So I'm trying to remember. Was part of the just going back to the premise of the campaign arc. Was the reason we were trying to do this kind of on the without letting too many heroes know because we weren't certain who may or may not be compromised? Was that part of it?
That was a possibility, and the majority of your big-time heroes are off in space. I mean, clearly there's a smattering still around.
Right.
But, like, the spear guys are gone, the haunted are gone, the misfits. Was that what yeah, that's what we were calling them, yeah. The guys over Shreveport. They're gone. And probably some of the foreign teams as well. But like the Super Sentai guys might or might not still be in Japan.
But it's
Do we
like
have any reason
four out of
to-
5 heroes are out in space.
Okay. Do we have any reason to think that someone as powerful and cosmic as the Crucible could be under the influence of the Hellfires? Have we had any reason to suspect that?
No, the records that you have already gotten access to. There's a couple of retired heroes on there, but it seems like the Hellfires mostly left heroes alone, not wanting to draw hero attention to themselves. That was kind of a self-preservation thing. Because remember, up until recently, they haven't been trying to be the power behind the throne. They're just blackmailing naughty rich people. So it hasn't really been the sort of thing that would draw a hero's attention. They were staying under the radar.
And also, the handful we have seen them hire, there's like one of them that I considered a person that was like on somewhere close to my level. Because the Majestic showed up, we whooped them. That super family we broke into, I was like, all right, like the grandpa uncle guy is kind of rough, but other than that, we can handle them.
Well, those guys, you made them think you'd kidnap their child.
And it occurs to me, it's not entirely impossible that maybe anyone has ulterior motives for why he wouldn't want a bunch of heroes involved.
Well, if he has to do something compromising, heroes might make that complicated.
Mm-hmm. But to get to the plan of presumably me disguising myself as a hero, I'd be up for giving that a whirl. Question is, which hero? Who's like on Earth? Who's still on Earth? Who would be whom the Crucible would trust with a temporary use of an artifact? Wolf Witch is going to presume.
No, I would say she's probably off in space.
Yeah.
Didn't she show up at the whole hullabaloo with the at the climax of last of the primes?
Oh, you know what? She may have stayed behind with the school. You may be right. I think she did.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that's at least one heavy hitter that's still on the planet then.
There, I try to pose as the Wolf Witch.
Well, you've met the Wolf Witch. She was involved, I believe, in that South America trip. So that is at least one. That's the one anyone has met in person.
That's right.
So you wouldn't have any trouble, assuming the appearance and doing the voice. But of course, if they ask you to do some actual magic,
Alternatively, I can walk up and ask.
That being, was that Fairy Prince?
No, that was me.
That was Muscle.
Oh, sorry.
If he says no, I can just stand outside the door and be distraction. He says yes. Well, congratulations. I get to leave. Now, do I suspect that he will say yes? No. I got no reason to believe he'd let me have anything of his.
Yeah, I'd like to try the option where, the optimistic option where we don't have to actually break into, what is surely a formidably defended estate. So yeah, I could.
Okay, you froze on my screen there for a second, Mike. Are you still with us?
Oh yes, I'm. Yes, I am. I'm still
okay.
There. Great. So
All right. So who's approaching the door? Are you gonna go with anyone disguising himself as Wolf Witch or somebody else, or are you just gonna send Muscle up to try to charm his way in?
yeah, I might want to come up with a cover story, perhaps with Fairy Prince, given that, well, everyone really, but especially Fairy Prince, because he's got actual mystical knowledge. Like, what would be a good, what would be a reason that would be serious enough to get the artifact, but not so serious that the Crucible feels he needs to get involved himself.
She needs to unlock the Sentry Cask, which was sealed, funnily enough, several millennia ago, to acquire the artifact within there to seal up a portal to a dimension of pure energy, which is slowly starting to rip open under the school that she's working at right now. And if it opens up too much, it'll take out a chunk of the city. But like it's not urgent, but you'd rather get it done now rather than a month from now, because it is damaging the area under the school.
Okay, so as a threat that's not imminent but serious, Crucible would likely trust Wolf Witch, who's no slouch herself, to handle it. And why would I need an artifact that unlocks anything for that?
Oh, it was literally just the Sentry Cask was literally closed shut with the skin of dead gods and things from before time existed. So there's no. So you kind of need some heavy duty stuff if you want to break that thing open.
And why do we want to break that open?
To get the artifact inside, which can be used to seal up portals to other realities, including the hole to a dimension of pure energy.
So it can lock things as well as unlock things.
No.
The artifact inside the casket.
We're getting a key for God, I hope fake, thing that needs to be open.
Inside that thing is the, he's making it up that the inside that thing is the thing that will close this gateway that's a problem. That he's claiming is up under the school. Basically, Fairy Prince is coming up with like mystic mumbo jumbo, or whatever you'd call the magic equivalent of technobabble,
Bullshit.
to try to explain why we need to borrow this object.
Would the Fairy Prince like to roll for a maneuver to create a quality? No, this is real. This is really a thing.
You know what? Yes.
Roll
Something to represent.
Roll for the quality. High quality BS.
All right. Do I need to roll my intellect or willpower? Because I am technically just coming up with a lot of bullshit. That sounds magical.
I feel like intellect might be more appropriate.
I would say
you're not
intellect.
Delivering the bullshit. You're just coming
Fair
up with a
enough.
story. And then
being a good liar would help, but you've got to make the stuff sound believable because you're trying to fool a professional.
All right. So if my
Does that sound right, Jason?
Yeah, I'd go with intellect.
Yeah.
Now, if you can use your intellect, and if you've got a skill that helps you lie, you can use that, or you can use occult to make it sound more believable.
That'll work. That'll bring my intellect up to a 7, and I'm gonna tap bastard son of the she. No, play you like a fiddle for an extra +2 to that. Just to make it, just to come up with a string of words to make the most convincing sounding lie humanly possible, fairly possible.
Okay.
That's a 12.
Difficulty was a 9. So 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's a major. So you'd have 2 free tappings of it.
All right.
It turns out there actually is a thing called the Century Cask, but it's old enough in American history the Crucible doesn't actually know what's inside of it. We totally lucked out.
If I'm posing as Wolf Witch, does it seem like I need to? Does it seem like I should go in alone, or how do you think is this something that we want everyone in there for, just in case? Maybe under a Fairy Prince disguise.
Look at Night Magician. Yeah, I'll put on my Dynaman costume and come in with you.
Fairy Prince can make that happen.
I can.
Magic.
I can, but consider. I might not want to be seen by him.
Yeah. Also, it's the Crucible. I don't mean to be rude to you.
Does anyone want to go in with?
Want to die? No.
I mean, I want to be within range of like saving you, but I'm also like a wanted criminal.
Okay.
It sounds like anyone went, who wants to go with me? And everybody else took one step back.
That's fine.
Well, this is the trying to convince a person with lies thing. I'm not that guy. I'm the guy that comes in when your lie falls apart, and I punch the man until he believes your lie.
Well, I guess everyone will be on standby then, ready to punch away. And all right.
I pull Fairy Prince into our Texas Hold'em
Unless you really
game.
want backup with you, I could pretend to be like not disguise myself, but just pretend to be Wolfwood's the servant.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite make that. I do find that Curtis's audio is notably more distorted than everyone else's for some reason. So I'm sorry I missed that.
I was saying, if you really want somebody with you, I could not disguise myself, but just pretend to be Wolfwood's servant.
Yeah, how likely is Crucible to know of the Black Dragon?
Well, it is not a big time supervillain particularly. And he's not the sort that gets involved in mystical crap regularly.
And as Wolfwitch's player, I can say that Wolfwitch is known for running with questionable company when it suits her needs.
So, of everybody, Black Dragon is probably the one most likely to be able to just kind of stroll up. Oh yeah, he's with me, and not be a big deal.
Yeah, if you Eddie, if you want in on this quest, you can back me up in case I screw up.
In case things go south,
Yeah.
there's somebody close by. I mean, right there, I know the other.
Now-
is waiting.
I'm trying to figure out how I approach the estate because
Oh, did we lose Mike?
Oh no.
Oh,
Everybody's having audio fun today.
Yep.
I'm fine. I've been on Discord for 6+ years. I handle my audio issues best I can.
Oh, are you back with us, Mike?
yes.
All right, excellent. All right, so what were you saying?
I don't know if you heard my last question.
I don't think so. Repeat.
Okay, so it occurs to me that if Wolfwitch shows up, like walks up or shows up in an Uber, will that look suspicious? And is the Crucible even likely to notice us coming in, since I can't actually fly or cast a teleportation spell or anything like that, which I imagine would be Wolfwitch's standard approach vector.
But she would still pop up somewhere less noticeable outside and then walk up, so.
Okay, yeah, that might be a courtesy thing more than anything else, right?
Because, the first
Right.
time she was invited, the next time may have just been, hey, we've got this thing, I bet the Crucible could keep up with it. And I think they just popped out on the street and then walked up and knocked on his door.
Okay. Well, then I'll just go ahead and approach on foot, and we'll approach on foot, and then I guess proceed from there.
All right. Big plantation house. Not too far off the street. The house is, well cared for. It's brick, if I remember. I had a picture of it at one time. And, it fits in with the neighborhood. It's an old, fancy house, but there's a lot of old, fancy houses in this general area. So. Because unlike Atlanta, Savannah didn't get burned during the Civil War, so a lot of their old crap is still there.
Oh yeah, the mysterious house picture is gone.
Yeah, I was looking around for it yesterday, but before I subscribed to Roll20, I did have a purge, right? That cleaned out a bunch of stuff I didn't think I was going to need again. But anyway, you walk up to the front of the house. Knock, knock, knock. A guy in a suit answers the door. Yes, may I help you? Oh, Miss Wolfwitch.
Hi, person I know. I presume I don't know this person's name.
Anyone? No idea. Looks like a butler. I mean, he looks like he works.
Sure.
Sort of.
Sure. I'll just say hello again. Is the master of the house in?
Yes, please come in. Is this an associate of yours?
Yes. This is Edward. He's a new associate of mine.
Oh, well, pleasure to meet you, sir. Please come in.
I was hoping he'd introduce himself so I could find out his name.
Edward the Lizard Man.
I Edward the Lizard Lackey.
So you step in, he shuts the door. Please, follow me. As he walks forward, his suit stops being suits and becomes robes.
Ah.
Kind of alkalite looking. where the foyer looked like your kind of a typical rich person's foyer, it looks a little. Once the door shuts, it all starts looking a little more arcane. I do hope it's not a dreadful emergency that brings you by.
Not an emergency, no. No, more of a long-term project that I hope to seek some assistance on.
Very good, very good. And time of the year is a little earlier in the summer than it is at real time. Which actually means it'd probably be pretty hot in Savannah, but well, I don't know. It's on the ocean anyway. I'm sidetracking myself. But he leads you back into a study. There's two young people in the study studying, shockingly enough. One is a young girl, probably, maybe a freshman. And a young man is probably a sophomore or junior. When they walk in, the fellow looks at the young man. Sir, Wolfwitch is here. He looks at you. Anyone? Oh, hello, ma'am. What brings you by?
So is the young man the Crucible?
You just know you got led to this office or this study.
Okay.
And the guy kind of defers to the boy and introduces you. Well, I mean, says it's Wolfwitch has come back. And like I said, the boy looks at you and goes, "Ma'am, what brings you by?"
Ah, yes. Well, first let me introduce a new associate of mine. This is Edward the Lizard Man. And
I'll just sort of nod.
yeah. And then I'll like pause, do that awkward pause for a moment when you're waiting for someone to introduce themselves.
I'm trying to play the part of the also lackey.
But yeah, the boy looks. Oh, Edward, pleased to meet you. My name's Anthony. He gestures back to the young girl. This is Amber.
So, I don't want to take too much of your time, but I basically have a long-term project of some importance that I could I came to request some assistance from you in that.
Well, sure. Any of us here would be happy to help you.
Well, I'll start by explaining the threat. The underneath whichever city the school is located at, which I'm drawing a blank on.
It's in New York.
Oh, New York. Okay. And how there is a closed portal that's. I'll basically just relay the Fairy Prince story.
Okay. Give me a willpower roll then.
Give me the bullshit line. I'm sorry.
Give me a willpower roll with whatever specialty you've got that would help you deceive.
That's right. Let me open up my character sheet once again.
And of course,
so I do have deception, so that would be a plus 3, I believe. I'm pretty sure I've got. I'd like to activate one of those free tags for the cover story.
Oh, absolutely.
Additional plus.
You have that
additional plus 2.
Free tapping of quality BS.
Yep, quality BS. Should write that down.
Let's see.
And I'll probably spend a determination point of my own and activate. I could be anyone to say I could be Wolf Witch for an additional +2. Might be as far as I want to push it. So I'm going to do this manually. Roll 1d6 plus 4 for willpower, plus 3 for deception, plus 2 for the quality BS, plus 2 for I could be anyone.
Nice.
And I get rid of the 15.
Sweet, moistful crap.
Suddenly, anyone feels a little more caring, but also a little more sarcastic.
All right, so let me roll this young man's willpower. Which is pretty good, but I don't know if it's going to be beat a 15 good. All right, where did I put that sheet? There we are. Ooh, no, minimum roll. He got an 8.
No. Got him on a good day. Good day for me.
Oh, yeah, but just let me see what the young lady in the room's got.
I am reeling a little bit at the fact that I think the Crucible is just the Wonder Twins now.
Yeah, I wonder. Did someone just go through a modern day revamp? Did someone just have a 0 hour?
Well, the Relic was pretty convinced he'd killed the Crucible whenever he showed up last time.
Yeah, so it's quite possible like the Crucible's soul is accessible, and it uses 2 children.
All right.
Like,
So,
is some kind of power that is accessed by a family.
all right, so she's going to roll her intelligence. Because it's less about the lie with her and more about the technical aspects of what you're saying.
Right.
Give yourself a...
Make another roll?
No, this is going to be versus the same lie. So she's still trying to beat the 15. Give yourself a determination point, though, as she's going to use one of her qualities. I recall from my studies.
Which quality was that?
She has a quality I recall from my studies. Alright, so that gives her a total of...
Mining and training, I see.
Oh, she got a 14. It was close.
Yo!
My
Ooh. She probably does press for details a little bit.
She's got you sweating. I mean, you're like to the very end of that rope that Fairy Prince gave you. You realize one more question, you're going to have to be making up the stuff yourself.
But luckily, you know that she knows that Wolfwitch knows not everything.
Phew. So, what's the word? Are they going to? Are they giving up the goods?
Yes. You convince them that you need it for this. It's an item that they've been it's an item that the order has been hanging on to for a while. They'd have used it on something useless, except it's geezed in such a way that if you really do something wasteful with it, it really comes back to harm you.
Okay.
It was created by Lou, and apparently he takes offense at the thought of people wasting his stuff. But what you're trying to accomplish would be, sealing a hole in reality to preserve a place of learning. Yeah, Lou would approve that sort of thing. Not that they care about his approval particularly, but the whole not putting a curse on you kind of thing. So they lead you back, the two of you back deeper into the mansion. A mansion that looks plenty big from the outside, but man, you seem to be walking down an awful long hallway. Like you're pretty sure you should have walked out the back wall by now. Eddie, you're noticing there's a lot of valuable antiques in here.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm making a mental note.
Eventually, they lead you down to what looks like probably a wine cellar. Only when you get to the bottom of that, it's a very very fancily carved door. There's like Norse runes, some sort of perhaps Chinese writing. There's numerous languages look like they're represented. The boy steps forward, and there's a little flash, and then you have an armored figure standing before you.
And the boy's gone?
Yes, it's just the armored figure. I'm sure y'all remember what he looks like, but I'll go ahead and throw him up here.
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of figured that's who it was.
Yeah, that's the Crucible.
Just jacked in that armor.
Yeah, the person standing before you in the armor is clearly much larger than the mildly bean Polish, teenager that you've seen before. But he reaches forward, puts it. There's there's one little clear spot on the door. He reaches forward, puts his gauntleted hand on the door. Only when he touches the door, it immediately drifts open. And from a deep voice from out of the armor goes, "What?" And then on guard, someone's already opened the door.
What? Uh-oh.
Yes, he sounds mildly alarmed. Do I have her picture handy?
Is there an idol to be seen anywhere?
If there's actually Wolf Witch in this place, I will laugh.
Oh, that would have been good.
Stealing the item that we were gonna steal.
That would have been pretty good, yeah.
I also like the fact that just me and the Fairy Prince are just playing cards in the car, listening to all this happening, and just being like, "Wow, they're really getting stuff done in there today."
Well, I put that little turret thing. As he says that, there's a flash, and the young girl is still standing there, but now she's in a different outfit. Imagine a typical, like, Japanese schoolgirl outfit, but with like a high-collared cape and, kind of a magician's cape kind of attached to it. And she starts hovering up off the ground. Muscle, if you got knowledge of superheroes, give me a roll.
I do have that. Let me,
Let's see, where would y'all be at in the school year, though?
Hey, that is a solid roll for me, actually, on an intelligence check.
Well, y'all be during summer break, so yeah. She'd have made a public appearance or two by now. Alright, so you got a 9, and I got a 9.
So I might have, like, a name she's presented to the news.
Yeah, it was like Starlight, Diamond, Gem,
Oh shoot.
Ruby, something. Starlight and some kind of jewel or gem or something.
Hero or villain?
A hero. There's a big group of kids that popped up on the news up in New York.
Why is a hero broken in there?
No. That's the girl that y'all that. Oh well. That's right. I'm sorry. I had you roll in, but you're not in the room to actually see her.
True, I don't think our communications devices are that fancy.
No. It's just sound. You wouldn't have really had a chance to identify her then.
Or the chance would have been on a much higher because I've only been doing it off of the voice.
Yeah, that wouldn't have worked at all. But for the players, it's Starlight Jim from the school. Who, the episode you're dealing with the vampire, Anthony was there helping oversee the whole dream trance thing because he was a more advanced magician, magical student that she knew. He had disappeared when the vampires were attacking. He disappeared. Y'all didn't see him when you got up, but the Crucible was there fighting. And when they showed up for the Primes thing, she showed up with the Crucible. I've been dropping hints. But no, when the door swings open, the person that's already in the vault is this fellow. Let me know if it didn't pop up for you.
It's up.
It's up.
Yep.
Oh.
Black armor with a brown coat and brown and gold highlights. He's got a belt with the Norse rune for strength. Not in the picture though, but he's holding a spear. And he's rooting around in the place like he's searching for something. But when the door swings open, he looks up. What in tarnation? The boy. Trying to think. Did y'all have? Did Wolfwitch has Wolfwitch had an encounter with this guy?
Yes.
Okay.
She tried to kill the hell out of him and hurt him pretty badly. Then Everlast, her assistant / live-in renter, beat the hell out of him on a satellite.
Yep. Which is fine because the previous time he'd run into Everlast, he'd stabbed her and sent her to the underworld.
Yeah.
All right, so there's definitely history there. So yeah, he looks at the Christmas and goes, the boy. And the witch, and his eyes just light up.
And the lizard. Oh my.
Exactly.
No one said his name yet, right?
Nobody in this encounter, no.
All right, so I'm still just sitting in the car, not knowing what's going on.
You just hear what sounds like an older guy with a very thick Southern accent.
Wonder who that could be. By the way, we need to run by a gas station. I want to fill up these like four jerry cans while we can.
And,
That sounds like-
and anyone doesn't know who this is, right?
Oh wait, no. Anybody, even Eddie, probably knows who this is.
Oh, okay.
When the Vasilev was running around, this guy was aiding him. And prior to that, he's a known supervillain from World War II that was American but joined the Nazis.
Oh man.
So a real piece of work.
Yeah. So I will shout out very conspicuously. Reliquary, what are you doing here?
Retrieving something what belongs to me.
And on hearing that, Muscle goes and just like tenses up all his muscles in the car and then steps out and begins walking towards the house.
Oh dear Lord, All right, let's go. Let's go. I'm falling behind.
Are you walking at a leisurely pace, or are you moving like there's an emergency?
Muscle walks going, this is one of the few human beings I will kill.
Oh
This
yeah.
this guy almost ended us. No. He's gotta go. Muscle does not like him.
Also, I think doesn't Muscle have some family goes back to World War II? Like deeply involved, not. I mean,
Muscle's father hired some old German scientists. Yes.
that's right. It was an old failed German super soldier serum that he tried. That's right. But anyway, while this little exchange is going on, you see the
Eddie,
you know,
I'm
the,
glad you're here.
the crucible holds out one hand, and like a whip made of light appears in it. Starlight Jim's hands light up.
And Eddie will look at Wolf Witch in quotes and say, "Well, this is a little bigger than we thought we were stepping into."
Oh, and you see Starlight Jim reach over and like one of the metal bands on the door. She touches that, and her skin starts changing. The color doesn't change, but it takes on a metallic kind of sheen to it. She's got a very odd combination of powers.
Is that Starlight or
Starlight Jim,
Okay.
which was the girl that was there when y'all showed up. So I guess initiative rolls are the order of the day.
Well, it's gonna look odd when Wolf Witch opens up with a flurry of cards.
Alright, let me just throw some characters.
So I have to roll high initiative.
I rolled my lowest initiative ever.
Even Eddie goes before Muscle.
Muscle is blinded by a righteous fury.
Oh my.
A very misunderstood, not 100% sure what happened, but not letting it happen twice. Fury.
Muscle is very much one of them guys. Yeah, sure. I'll protect the world because I do live there. I thought I had a token for Starlight, but I guess I don't. I'll just have to use somebody random. Yeah, we'll use a random blonde girl. Here we go. And then let me throw down the characters. There's Muscle. There's Fairy Prince. There's Eddie the Lizard. And anyone. I feel like poor Reliquary. He's like, seriously. On the down end, at the downside of this. Alright. Add a turn. Add a turn.
He's by himself with no minions. He will die.
Well, it is kind of funny Funny thing there, Muscle. Last you heard, he should have been in jail. Like that whole, betraying humanity to the Vasilev thing. He got beaten up and taken to jail after that.
I wish old Slapshot had gotten to him too.
All right. So what do we got for initiatives? Eddie the Lizard, what'd you get?
I think got a 7, yes.
Yeah, all right, there's a 7. Wolf Witch got an 11. Fairy Prince got a, oh no, Fairy Prince got an 11. Sorry, I was.
Oh no, you're fine.
Y'all right on top of each other. And Muscle got a 5. Let's see, this is coordination. So that's a 7s for Starlight. An 8 for the Crucible. And the Reliquary. Got a 10. And then we sort in ascending order. Alright, so the top of the order is... Let me set y'all up. You guys are outside. And then the rest of you are all inside facing off against him. Alright. Alright, so Fairy Prince, you and Muscle are... Hang on just a minute. Alright, so... Fairy Prince and Muscle, y'all are walking up on the outside. So Fairy Prince, you've got the option to zip ahead of Muscle if you want to.
Yeah, I'm just gonna zip ahead. And is the front door still open?
No, the guy shut it when he let everybody in.
I'm going to hug the wall and just reach around to grab the door handle and push it open.
It appears to be locked. Or at least is resisting you turning the doorknob.
You know what? Probably can't punch it down, so... Can I identify what sort of bullshit juju is going on with the door?
Oh, give me awareness. You can add your occult to it, though.
That's a 12.
Versus a 4. Oh yeah, this thing's warded against the Fae.
Oh, of course.
Probably a half a dozen other things as well.
No,
but when you grab it, you can feel it resisting your very nature.
This is targeted discrimination. Anyway, I'm gonna press down on the little earpiece and say, Wolf Witch, perhaps you should let the Crucible know that you have associates outside who are trying to get in that can aid the situation.
Oh, just one second.
Announce to the Crucible that I have 2 more associates outside and they want to get in and help. But they can't get through the front door.
Let's see. He sort of nods, acknowledging what you've said. We'll see what he does when it gets to his turn. Then it's anyone's turn.
Okay. Well, Could I attempt a coordination plus? Would sleight of hand be appropriate for anyone trying to like grab the reliquary's cape and kind of wrap it around his head so he can't see? Basically, I'm trying to maneuver a no capes quality to use against him.
Okay. Yeah, that should be fine.
Right.
Sleight of hand and prowess, I guess.
Coordination?
You are physically grabbing
prowess.
something. Well, you're physically grabbing it and trying to manipulate it, so that's kind of
So
close.
1d6 plus 3 plus 3. I'm looking forward to. I'm curious to see what everyone's reactions will be to this being Wolf Witch's opening maneuver. Although she did roll an 11, so. At least she
All
got
right,
a
that's
one,
versus his
hopefully.
prowess. Let me check his specialties.
Oh, jeez.
He got a 10. So you managed to pull his cape up over his hood. But his experience with fighting in a cape, it's not going to last long. So
Sure.
your teammates get one free tapping of that.
Right on.
No
No
what
capes.
you name? Okay, no capes. That is the name of the quality.
But teammates
I named it.
in this
No
setting
capes.
also includes the Crucible, who will probably get a pretty good first shot in.
Then it's the reliquary's turn. So while Wolf Witch, Random is grabbing his cape. He sort of pulls back, and as you pull the cape down and step back, he tries to stab you. So what is his prowess? Plus his mastery of his.
Will martial arts help with that? With dodging that?
Yes, it'd be prowess plus your martial arts. Because he's not throwing the spear; it's a stab. He got a 12. Oh no, it's not mastery; it's expert that he's got. Because he got 2 ranks in weapon. Yeah. So 12 is the number to beat. Oh.
I did not beat it. I
Oh,
did not
no.
beat it by a lot.
Yep.
I'm back just in time to get gutted.
Not the first time this happened with you fighting this character. Alright, so you got a 7. He got a 12. It's a 5. It's a massive success. Let's see. Lou's spear does 5 damage. So it's not a massive amount of damage, particularly. So anyone takes the 5, but there is that whole pesky kill result thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Out.
If an attack achieves a potential kill outcome and inflicts 0 or more stamina damage to the target, after resistance test, which is the dodge roll, or the evade, test the full damage level against the attacker's strength. So anyone needs to roll his strength, and I will roll the damage.
Uh-oh.
Alright, so you failed by 1. That is a moderate success. So that reduces the target's stamina to 0 and renders the character unconscious.
Clunk.
But it was not enough to trigger the where you have to start making checks not to die. You don't start losing strength levels. You're not bleeding out.
True.
We don't want that.
And I feel like I've asked this before. Does anyone revert forms when he's unconscious? I feel like we've had this discussion. I can't remember what we said.
Right. I think no, because I don't think I have to concentrate to keep the effect up.
That's fair.
I
If it's
believe
not
I
a
just-
concentration, that's fair.
Yeah. Let me confirm that is in fact the case, but I believe that it is.
All right, well, go ahead and look that up, and we will move on.
Mm-hmm.
The Crucible is going to try. You see him rear back and send that. And he will flick out with that light whip. Which is really just a fancy looking mental blast. Alright, it's willpower versus willpower. So the Reliquary's willpower is 11. And the Crucible... Ooh, gets an 8. He rolled crap. So yeah, he lashes out with that. Makes no contact that you can, or at least not that you can tell. Like I said, to anybody watching, it looks like he's flicking a whip, but it's really more of a mental, magical thing going on. Eddie, you're up.
I am going to use my corrosive breath.
Okay.
I'm assuming there aren't any other targets other than the reliquary that popped up while I had to step away.
No. He does not appear to have any minions with him.
Did it roll? I don't think it rolled. Try again. What's going on here? There it goes.
Yeah, it was taking its time.
Not good.
Nope, that's not super good. And the Reliquary rolls a 7. That beats your 6. So your acid spit flies past him, hits a weapons rack on the wall.
Ha.
The wood of the weapons rack corrodes
The
away, and the
Reliquary
weapons
thought
fall
it
to the
could
ground. The weapons are curiously undamaged from your spit, though.
The reliquary thought it could roll crappy, but I could roll even crappier.
So Starlight Gem sees one of her favorite teachers hit the ground. Holy crap, this little girl must lift weights. So she flies down and well, actually, she's also middle at the moment. That would help. So she spends her action zipping in, grabbing Wolf Witch, and dragging Wolf Witch, out back into the house. As she flies out, you hear the Crucible yell after her. Tell Matthew to let the people at the front door in. So she zips off at great speed. Muscle, just as you get to the door is yanked open, and you see a guy, wearing a suit. Please, come in. They're down in the basement.
I can move super fast. Directions now.
He tells you which hallway to run down, not to get worried about, he's like, it's a really long hallway, yada, 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 it looks like a wine cellar.
I run faster than cars go. I'm getting in there.
You hear him calling after you, kind of stretched out from the Doppler effect as you're getting further away. Don't be alarmed when the house changes. And sure enough, it does. Once you're out of that front room, it shifts from, like you've seen the fairy prince drop illusions before, where it looked like a typical rich person house to looking more.
It goes from
occulty.
house to magic people shit.
Yeah, floating candles, all that jazz.
Very MC Escher.
You run past Starlight Gem. She's carrying Wolf Witch, which is alarming. But you're running you're running one way at high speed. She's flying down the hallway at high speed, passing you. So you don't get a chance to see how bad the injury looks.
Wouldn't pay attention if I did. There's a target in the room.
I'll be right back. I am sorry.
This is the thing I feel guilty about, not being able to take part of, and it's right there.
Oh, I forgot that was something Muscle feels kind of bad about.
I'm focused on nothing but that.
I kind of envisioned the end duel in Phantom Menace when Obi-Wan's blocked by the energy door and he's just like, hopping in place because he just can't wait to get in there and tear them all apart.
No. In this case, Muscle's quite let's see. So yeah, you follow the directions. You pass her.
Favorite part.
So now now you're down there. You see where Eddie's posed like he's just spit. You see some stuff melting in the background. You see the Crucible sitting there, pulling his whip back for a second strike. You see some blood on the ground in front of the reliquary. Does not look like the reliquary's blood.
I'm not going to be able to take an action against the reliquary.
No. It took your turn to get this distance.
Am I able to pop my growth ability?
I don't think that actually takes. Does that check? Let's check and see if that takes an action.
It'll take just a second for me to pop up or pull up.
Yeah, it's fine. That'll give Zach a second to come back since I think he goes next. Growth. All right. So when you're large, you get the large quality, which can be activated normally for advantage or trouble.
I'm back. I'm sorry. What did I miss?
Muscle's run down there and he is activating his growth because it doesn't. I don't see where it says it takes an action.
You're awesome.
So I'll just get that +1 strength.
Yeah. You run into the room and people see you swell up a little bit as you arrive.
Crucible, I'm here to support.
Would Anthony know who you are? Let's give him... Yeah, we'll roll his intellect plus his still a student quality. Difficulty of 6. He rolled an 8. Okay. To support who?
Good question. Guess he wouldn't know automatically.
I would not announce
I did tell
to
him I
you
had buddies outside.
that I was supporting. Okay, time out. I'm never supporting that. All right, I'm pointing at reliquary. He tried to end the world. All right, I'm not supporting that. I'm literally gonna kill that man.
Better than you have tried, Yankee. At least I assume. I assume Muskel's from up north. I forget.
I'm from Kentucky, which is
First northern state. I mean, everybody north of Kentucky considers Kentucky part of the South, but I have it on good authority from a Kentuckian that Kentucky considers itself the first northern state.
You gotta have a middle ground place where like it's gray, but everyone outside of it agrees what it is. No one's gonna look at the Colonel and say that's northern cooking.
Fair enough. Fairy Prince, it's your go.
I am gonna zip after Muscle down to the. Just try and follow behind us best as I can. Sword out.
All right, how fast do you fly?
I have 4 ranks, so pretty dang fast.
The same speed I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, you have then you've seen everything that I just described because you were just right behind Muscle. You know, you and him are zipping down the hallway at high speed. Starlight Gem flies past you, coming the other direction with Wolf Witch in her hands. You're moving fast enough that you can't tell how badly Wolf Witch is injured, but clearly unconscious.
Is this the rank scoundrel which wounded my mistress?
Mistress now.
Reliquary looks at you, Fair Prince, and just kind of arcs an eyebrow. I knew she was a hedge witch, but a harlot as well.
Oh. But enough about your mother, sir.
Do not speak ill of my mother. To which the Crucible also goes, that's also like my great grandmother, or great.
Oh, I'm
great.
so sorry. Wow, talk about awkward family reunions.
That deep voice coming out of the helmet. Yes, be thankful you don't have to deal with this sort of thing.
I am the cause of all my problems.
And then he looks a little bit. Yeah, okay, I know who you are.
I feel so lucky.
And you're in my house.
Yes.
Alright, then it is anyone who's...
I would like to hold my action until Starlight sets me down somewhere.
You're unconscious, aren't you?
Yes.
Or can you burn
But
a
I could
determination
technically
point to get
spend
back up?
Yeah, I could technically spend a determination point to revive, but I'm
you
going
can
to
recover.
hold that until Starlight lets me down and gets back into the fight.
Let's see, she's moving a lot faster than the other two were. So yeah, she gets you to some room and lays you down on a couch.
Okay. Does she go back into the fight, or does she stay with me?
She'd be in the process of checking you over because she doesn't know exactly how badly. She just got you out of the battlefield.
I think I'm going to... Yeah, I'd like to hold my action until she leaves me, assuming she leaves me.
Okay.
But in any event, or if she spends this page examining me, then I'll just lay low for a page, and then if I get a chance to wake up, then I'll look around for some mystical artifact I could use and actually be useful in the fight.
Let's see. Yeah, she would spend at least one turn looking you over, and then when she realizes you're not going to bleed out, she'll head back. Now you can go ahead and do your recovery this round if you want to, and then just lay there with your eyes closed until she leaves.
Yeah, I will tag. I guess I could be anyone, thinking that Wolfwitch wouldn't, conk out so easily, and neither will I.
All right, so you
And
recover
I gain either strength or willpower.
strength or willpower,
I mean, it's
whichever's
4 either
higher.
way. Okay, well they're both 4, so I will give myself 4 stamina.
All right. And then it is the reliquary's turn. It would seem that numbers are not in my favor. I suppose I will bid adieu. There's a little puff of smoke, and he is no longer in the. You no longer see him. There's the reliquary's turn, or the crucible's turn. He backs up like he's blocking in the door. It has to be an illusion or something. You can't teleport in or out of this vault. He has to still be here. Like I said, he makes like he's blocking the door. And then Eddie, it's your turn.
I am. This is not going to work, but I'm going to try it. We're assuming he's invisible. We know he's making it for the door. So I am going to just sort of bit blind. You know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to try and run and tackle.
Okay.
Maybe I can bump into him, tracing between where he was and the door.
All right. That would be
Not sure
prowess.
what I need to roll.
I want to remind you, you still have one free tapping of the quality that anyone put on him. Nobody's actually used that yet.
Oh, what was that quality? I'm sorry. I
No
had to step
capes.
away when you did that.
Where he pulled the cape up over his...
Okay, then I'm going to do that. So it'll give me a +2.
It's his prowess, but he won't get his spear bonus, so just a straight prowess. Number to beat is a 10.
D6 plus my prowess +2. I might get him.
Ooh, max roll, a total of a 13. That's a major success. So you start to charge forward, you try to guess where he's at, and you hear the slight fluttering of where he's having to straighten his, get his cape off of his head. You can't see the cape, but you still hear it. You hear that flutter, and you aim for that. And you're pretty sure you catch him just right in the middle, just good, solid football tackle. Musco would be proud.
Ah.
I mean, he's armored, so it kind of stings, but
Right.
So let's do this like a grapple or like a wrestling. You made contact. Now let's do a strength versus strength. See if you can get him thrown down. Oh, and he has not activated his belt of strength yet. Well, that's going to hurt him. So give me a strength roll for Eddie. Number to beat is a 7.
I got the lowest roll possible.
So you got a 6. So his 7 beats you. But all of you hear the oof as he stumbles back. He becomes visible again.
And I remind you guys, I've got regeneration and regrowth, so if you've got a ranged attack to take this guy out, don't worry too much about me.
All right, then the Starlight Gem. Anyone you feel her patting you down and checking the stab wound. You hear mumble something, clean cut, flesh wound indication. You hear her reach into her pocket and pull something out. You hear something rustling, and then you feel her kind of press something on you, and then she takes off.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll open my eyes after she leaves. And what was pressed upon me?
A very colorful Band-Aid.
Oh, aw.
For your ouchie.
Well, it would help hold the wound shut,
Yeah. So now that she's gone, I would like to start looking around for anything that looks like a mystical weapon or of any kind that might be usable by someone who has absolutely zero training in the mystic arts. Well, I could always tap a quality for that.
Well, that's true. You could edit the scene, because I have not described anything about the room you're in other than there's a couch here.
Oh, sorry, I can do that too. I can retcon it.
Now, obviously, you can't retcon, the Infinity Gauntlet is sitting here. I mean, trademark issues aside. But something usable, given where you're at, would be fine.
So I guess in order to accomplish that, what would this be? I can make a case for espionage elite to be able to find something that's that'll be most useful in here.
All right, where are the rules on the retcon? Efforts, difficulty. Taylor, if you got the PDF, search for retcon.
All right, just a moment.
Oh wait, if I spend a determination point to retcon, well, I can always just cause some trouble or something to actually use it if I need to.
Let's see.
What specific are you looking for?
Just the rules for how it works.
All right, page 33, advantage retcon.
All right, retroactive events lets you retroactively change some element of the story in an explainable way, such as adding details.
Happening to have a useful item in hand, or knowing an old friend who can help you out.
Okay, so his contacts knack is kind of just a permanent retcon he's got. That's neat. So yeah, you can very much just describe something useful. Like I said, you can't do something like super overpowered, but something useful.
Yeah, the GM has to approve it, so you can't go crazy.
Sure. Let's see. I don't suppose there'd be anything like I don't know, maybe enchanted knight suit complete with sword and armor. Well, that might take too long to put on. Maybe I'll just settle for just like a mystical weapon of some kind. Even another spear, who knows?
Let's see. When you sit up, the room is decorated with weapons. Like medieval era weapons. Most of them look a little tarnished. I mean, not like the places in disrepair. But there's a flanged mace hanging on the wall that just looks brand spanking. Like there's not even dust on it. It stands out compared to the rest of the weapons. They all look authentic, but there's something special about that one.
Okay, I'll swing it around a few times, see how it feels, and then head back towards the battle. You know, for
All
the
right.
extra page I'll add before I get knocked out again.
Look, you're the spy master, not the combatant.
Exactly.
You got inside exactly where you needed to be using your spy stuff.
Yep.
You even arranged
Yeah, actually, if I were smart, I might have asked for a shield more than a weapon, but oh well.
oh, well, I had you doing your turn. Oh no, that's right. That was for this round. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I saw your name kind of begin, but we're about to flip the round. That's what it is. So bottom of the round is Muscle.
Now that I know where my enemy is, I'm right up there on him.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't say anything snarky, I just go for the hit.
It's all business here.
All right,
Just-
give me a roll.
Just run up, low hit to the kidney, try to pop him. This game understands what my character wants.
All right, you got a 15. He got a 10. Perfectly respectable roll for the old man. You still beat him by 5, though. Massive success. How much damage do you do?
I currently do 8 damage because of my growth.
Okay. So that is 8 damage minus his armor, because he is wearing Lancelot's armor. So that's a good solid hit. Even with the armor protecting, you're kind of...
Alright, and then we handle the stun and slam.
Then we handle the stun and slam.
Alright, on the stun check, I would like to tap my quality large that I get from growth
Okay.
to attempt to I've just covered enough of the body, I'm stunning him.
All right.
I've hit, just part of me has hit him somewhere to stun him.
Yeah, fair enough. Spend your determination.
Yep. Alright, so that's gonna be, where is that? Because it's,
Yeah, it's not good for him. Not good at all.
I gotta beat a 6, what stat do I add to this? Or is it?
For the stun, it's the... Let me check. I think it's with the damage you do. Stunning. Well, I'll open right to it. Stunning.
Cause I keep forgetting if it's the damage or
Test the
just
full damage level against the target strength.
So it's 8 damage plus a d6
Correct.
plus the 2 from large
I thought you used that. No, that's right. You were using that for the stun. Yes.
for the stun specifically.
Yeah, this is not looking good. Even if you roll a 1, I think you're gonna...
Yeah.
Clean as
The
clock,
base
baby.
8 beats the 6. So let me just set up a quick roll for that. 1 d6 plus. That's gonna be a plus 10 to the d6 because the 8 damage plus 2. I got an 11.
Nice.
Roll the minimum... But you say nice, that's the minimum roll he could have gotten with that combination.
That is a very nice minimum roll in this game.
There is nothing but rage and tears falling from Muscle's face as he just runs up to this man and beats him.
Sweet Lord, he's an octogenarian. Actually, he'd probably be older than an octogenarian by now. I mean, sure, he's spent, he
Catches
spent
him in the
decades
side
bouncing in other realities.
and just launches him one-handed against a wall and watches the body crumple.
Come to think of it, he's even appeared in a Icons game on another network. So yeah, we're not going to bother rolling for the knockback because, he's unconscious, he goes flying, he drops his spear. I mean, just slams into the wall.
Muscle will now... Are we out of combat and in, flavor time?
Yes, we can be.
Alright. Muscle will grab Reliquary, walk up to Crucible. Do you have any reason why I shouldn't kill this man?
You mean other than the whole murder thing in my house?
I can do it outside your house.
We have methods of containing him. Methods the government did not have access to. There is a possibility that he was under the influence of the Vasilev and not acting entirely of his free will.
Tears still falling. I will let go and let the body just kind of set it back down.
Let the body hit the ground, yeah, I understand.
I thought the Basilev had been dealt with.
Just still maintaining eye contact with the Crucible. People died because I wasn't there, and I'm sorry for that. And I'd go to walk out.
Is that why you're working with Wolf Witch? Are you reforming? About that time, Starlight Jim gets back. She kind of comes in. She looks at the reliquary. Oh, well, that was quick. And then she looks over at Muscle. Are you all right, sir? She pulls out a little handkerchief for you.
I shrink back down to my 7-foot frame. Take the handkerchief.
Aw.
No, I've been a terrible person for like a decade and a half. And I wipe my tears and hand her the handkerchief back.
Mike, you get there just, you're running down, off in the distance, you hear that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And then, probably passing Muscle going back in.
Yeah.
I'll
see
Miss
that,
Wolfwitch, you're back up.
That's right. It looks like the fight's over.
Yes, Muscle turned this man's insides into some flavor of gelatin with a single punch.
I was
I guess
going to
so.
use my super speed to remove his head.
I'm gonna guess it's that gelatin of truth.
And some of the other acolytes from the order that serves the Crucible are showing up now, and they're getting his armor off and locking him up, slapping him in shackles. They look like very old-fashioned shackles, but with little drawings.
Spear. You've said that's the spear of loot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fairy Prince is gonna go over and pick it up and just stare the Crucible dead in the eye. This is an artifact of my people. He stole it. I'm taking it back.
Nice.
There won't be an issue with that, will there?
It would be safer, and everyone else would be safer, with it here locked in the vault, as opposed to what your people would do with it.
Well,
I know I'm confused. History, what would his people do with it?
The Fae aren't nice people.
While they're having this discussion, Eddie's just gonna randomly grab something and try and stick it in his pocket.
Give me coordination. If you've got legerdemain or sleight of hand, whatever it's called, you can use that.
Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. If you've got sleight of hand, add that.
Can my lawyering about who should get the spear count give him a bit of an assistance?
Give me a roll to see if you're intense enough to really keep everybody in the room distracted. Basically, add the quality.
Bastard son of the she.
Sounds fair enough.
11.
Nice.
9. All right, so yes, Eddie gets a free +2 on that.
Okay, and I want to tap. Now's the perfect time to be an asshole to give myself another +2 if I can.
That sounds fair enough.
I hate everything about this decision. I'm over here having an emotional moment.
I am so
We're
sorry.
just looting the place.
And y'all are just stealing from children.
All right, so the Crucible does not notice Eddie steal.
On a third.
Oh. And Starlight Gem's awareness was her dump stat.
Like,
She's
I'm
very
hoping
nice,
the
but she's not very
13
aware of her surroundings.
That only God is the witness to Eddie stealing this.
And maybe Santa Claus.
No.
Well, he knows when
He'll
you've
get
been.
us-
He knows when you've been good or bad. So you know.
Well, Santa Claus will get an email CC'd.
Santa Claus doesn't Santa Claus doesn't want anyway.
Just a little.
Yeah,
Hey Nick,
super
did you see this? I'm gonna make sure you saw this. And I'm not even gonna roll for like the random folks that just wandered in. So let me make a note. Eddie stole random stuff. And we'll decide exactly what it was later. And I'm sure it's not gonna come back and bite you. Just like the mummy lady isn't gonna come back and bite you.
Well, nothing would ever come back to bite it.
Sure, the crucible that I would keep the spear safe, and my less pleasant in-law relatives would never have access to it.
Besides, the Shay can't actually prove that it descended from the Tuatha. Crap, I can't forget the full term.
Tuatha De Danann.
Yeah, that's just a rumor, potentially. So, how much of a fight is the fairy prince willing to put up with for this?
Not willing to come to actual blows, and I am still. This is just the icing on the cake of we need to get the lockpick. So I'm not actually going to get a literal fight.
Oh, we did.
He does glance over. Wolf Witch, please get your associate calmed down. And the other acolytes in the room are picking up on the tension. And are taking kind of alert positions. They're not casting anything yet, but
Okay. I would like to. I'm gonna. No, I don't have any. I don't have any termination to back me up, but I will at least raise the point or make the case that that this is a form of what the what we mortals like to call cultural appropriation. It's been kind of frowned upon in recent years. If I could use that to like kind of sway the crucible in any way.
this is Georgia. They don't care about that there.
Muscle will
Yeah, I
walk
did.
up to
I mean, back me up there, Zach.
This is a state full of cultural appropriation. I understand.
It is a rough place to fucking live. Trust me.
But yeah, he just look. Your argument is clearly having no effect on him. He just looks at you.
I
This
hand it
spec-
over.
he takes it.
Fine, I was just gonna fence it for cocaine money.
He looks over at Wolf Witch. He is a known villain.
Take exception to being labeled a villain, and I take Wolf Witch's hand and just bend down and give it a kiss. But if my love insists, I shall return it. I'm causing problems for other people right now.
Mm-hmm. I noticed.
And we did come here seeking a favor. It would be perform the presser luck.
Indeed.
But so yeah, when Fairy Prince leaves,
Even though we did do him a service in helping to apprehend, well, actually putting down the reliquary.
well, he's still,
So,
Reliquary's still alive,
that's what
but
Muskell's doing.
no, Muskell didn't actually murder the dude. Kind of at Crucible's request.
Another decision that we will never, ever come to regret later.
No.
Look, I kill a man in his house. We don't get the thing we need for the job that I'm hired for, and I'm a professional. Every part of me wants to kill this man.
You'll get another shot.
But as Fairy Prince is walking out, Crucible and Starlight Jim kind of look at each other, and Starlight shrugs. He is kind of hot. Which gets the Crucible, like, does a full body turn to look at him.
Kind of.
This isn't a glamour. This is actual effort.
You just hear the Crucible. All the Fae claim that.
And they're all liars except me.
But,
Sniffling slightly. Mine was an effort. It was super science.
but anyway, so the Acolytes are in there cleaning up. You know, they hang Lou's spear on a rack and do some charms on it. That Wolf Witch you probably recognize, but anyone does not. They bring in a mannequin. They put Lancelot's armor on that. You know, they have another mannequin. They put the belt on. And some of them are kind of oohing and ahhing. You know, these are some rare artifacts that the Reliquary spent years tracking down prior to World War II. That they sound super happy to have in their collection. But the Crucible walks over to one shelf, takes out a exquisitely carved wooden box. Brings it over to a little table, kind of gestures Wolf Witch over, or who he thinks is Wolf Witch. Opens it up, and inside, at first glance, you just immediately think wands, and then you realize it's like it looks like two oversized lockpicks.
Ooh.
And he tells you, basically, touch both ends to whatever it is you're trying to open. You know, physical locks, magical locks, any sort of barrier. There are stories of it being used to unlock secret knowledge that people had. The stories vary a lot on what that did to the person, though the information was obtained.
Will it work on hearts? Just asking for a friend.
If the heart bears some sort of secret knowledge, you wouldn't use it for open heart surgery. He shuts it. And according to all of our research, it has one use left for it. You'll know for sure because it will immediately rust away. He goes, the box. The box makes it a little less likely that somebody could discover it by scrying. But it isn't anything too fancy. And anyone, he hands you the box.
I'll thank him for it and apologize for the brief kerfuffle.
He's lucky you showed up. They'll have to be some serious questioning of his great uncle. He's not entirely sure. Or I'm not entirely sure.
He's touchy about his heritage.
Yeah, there'll be some serious questioning on how he got in here. I mean, granted, he would know the basics of the estate's defenses as good as anybody. Though he's done a lot of updating, and he still managed to get past that. Maybe I should have let Muscle snap his neck.
Well, based on the research and interviews with him, he has been slipped through dimensions and time. He may have seen a future version of this house and then known how it would be altered when he came back here. Just saying.
He looks over at Wolfwitch. Is this guy okay?
I mean, he's functional.
Did the
plenty
reliquary
functional.
do something to him?
No, I'm just mourning. People died because of me. This is a cathartic moment. I almost
this is,
ripped out of a jail cell to try to keep that man from doing bad things to people.
This
know
is
how
a-
Starlight Jim's like patting you on the. If you're sitting down somewhere, she's patting you on the shoulder. If not, she's probably patting you on the lower back.
I had to be tasered so much not to break out of that jail to fight that man. Do you know how bad it feels for people to think you're so bad that they will let a man attempt to end the world because they're scared of what you'll do?
Oh, is that why you're working with? And she's like, is that why you're working with Wolf Witch now?
I don't know. My brain's finally starting to work again. There's a lot of thoughts happening.
Eddie will pat him on his shoulder. It's like, oh, Muscle, you know it's better when you don't think.
No, it literally hasn't been. It's been a torturous nightmare of an existence now that I see it.
Anyway, once the Crucible has handed you off the box, he does sort of. Muscle's already stepped out of the room. He kind of ushers everybody out of the vault. Leaves instructions with the order to double check the security. Make sure it's locked. Make sure it's sealed again. And they offered to doctor up anybody that needs it. Ask if you need any food or drink. But
Okay.
he does seem to really want Fairy Prince kind of out of the house as fast as possible. But he's trying to be polite, Southern hospitality and all that.
I'm looking at everything valuable very thoughtfully anytime he looks in my direction.
There's a couple of acolytes that just sort of hang around your general location. They're totally not like keeping an eye on you. But,
Of course not.
he tells one of them, oh yes, let me know when they begin questioning him. Because we also want to know what it was he was here to steal. Which could have been anything. The reliquary is famous for showing up to steal artifacts to add to its collection. Thus the name. So do y'all hang around for refreshment, or do you go, we got a mission and move on?
I don't think we're going to stick around long enough for them to bless your hardest, so we should probably go and not overextend their hospitality.
One of the acolytes does step forward and do a little spell to help seal up anyone's wound.
Thank you.
So yeah, probably another 4 or so back.
Awesome.
I doubt his magic's any higher rank than that. All right, so Matthew, the guy that let you in, shows you out. Unless there's something else you want to say while you're here.
No, that's basically it. I think we better get out before we figure out a way to blow our cover.
The actual Wolf Witch just shows up.
Yeah, exactly.
Who is this devilishly good-looking woman standing in front of me? All right, so y'all are escorted out. If you need any more assistance, by all means, let us know. And Anthony, who's back looking like Anthony again, is like, as y'all are leaving, is also like, see you when school starts back.
That's right. She'll take off.
Yep, sure will. Okay. So y'all get back to the van.
As we get in, I just go, so do you think the waterworks was enough to kind of distract them for the fact you were definitely not the person that they know? I didn't know we were walking into a place with people that knew the person you were impersonating so well. Like, I knew Wolf Witch taught at a school, didn't realize the kids would be there. That's totally bad on our part, magician.
Yeah. Well, we made it through. That's the important thing. There's always these unexpected details always crop up unexpectedly.
Anyone's a total professional. Yeah, you know, this stuff happens. The important part is none of us are dead.
Yeah.
And don't
the
worry,
fastest
I'm
we
sure
get
you get
away
another.
from- Eddie will say the fastest we get away from this house, the better.
Yep. I'm a driving.
The great tragedy is that I did want to ransack the place, but, well, this was surprisingly painless.
Wow, for you all.
Oh, you were stabbed. How's that going?
The spell did its work, that's for sure. And a band and this rainbow band-aid.
I look over at the band-aid. I rip it off and throw it out the window.
Die!
We will not be tracked.
Litterbug. Won't be trapped. You're literally carrying a magical box with magical stuff in it that they gave you.
That can't be scried on.
Well, fair enough. Well, that makes it harder. Anyway, so I'm assuming y'all drive straight out of Savannah.
First, I want to pull over and fill up 4 jerry cans worth of gasoline and pick up some road flares from Walmart.
You're gonna burn that poor man's house down.
What?
Okay. None of that stuff you have any trouble getting. What are you going to use the gas for?
I didn't
Oh!
realize that's what you were gonna do. Oh my
I
God.
take out my cousin's wallet and read off the address and say, I need to make a pit stop.
So back over to the Garden City part of town.
I am just friendly enough with Fairy Prince that I'm willing to let this slide.
Listen, it's just family matters. You understand. If I didn't burn down his house, he'd think I'd actually reform.
No, listen. My father was alive. I burned his house down. It's fine.
So a brief stop to burn down one historical home in Savannah and then out of the city. You're not entirely certain if your cousin was home or not, but you know.
Oh, I'm also gonna buzz by the library and just check out, like, a fistful of books, and we're taking those books with us.
Now, hold on a minute. Hold on. What did the library do to you?
Well, nothing, but he's gonna get stuck with the fees.
All right, but make sure it's books that they can buy back pretty easy.
Fair enough.
And he's like, I'm getting some mad respect for you, Tommy.
Oh, I feel so flattered. Thank you.
So yeah, so you set your cousin's house on, or your distant cousin's house on fire. You drive off. You check some books out with his. As you leave the library, you see the fire trucks racing by, and it's a nice, peaceful drive out of Savannah.
I feel like I just missed something important while I was pitching out.
We burned his house down.
Okay, that's what I thought.
He pickpocketed his cousin, used the address off the driver's license, and went and bought several cans of gasoline and burned the place down.
And we also checked out a bunch of books under his name.
He used his card to check out books that we are not going to return.
Make it really embarrassing books, like, I don't know.
Oh yeah, a lot of Harlequin romances. A lot of Harlequin romances.
I was going to say Impotence for Immortals or something, but that works too.
Well, this is a public library, so you know.
Eddie wants you to check out the history of porn.
The great one-night stands of the Wild West.
50
That
Shades
would
of
be
Grey
interesting, actually.
under both spellings of gray. One of which is literally every page is gray, but it's 50 different pages and it just slowly slides from one to the other as you flip through it.
I see what you did.
No, that's an actual book. They got a copyright strike on them, or not strike, but a cease and desist, because
Yeah, they're no longer allowed to make any more of that book.
so it's actually it's a fairly rare book. You just had the one like set printing of it. But all it is gray colored paper that shifts through 50 different shades of gray. And it
sounds
uses the
really-
English spelling.
I like that actually. I like weird little art pieces like that, even if they're just shit posts.
But analog shit posts.
Yes.
It's making it special. So anyway, it's 4. You have completed the job much differently than I was expecting, to be honest. As soon as y'all started talking about Wolf Witch, I'm like, oh, the Crucible's one of her students. Their cover is going to be blown super quick. But no, y'all ran with it pretty well. I'm quite impressed. I mean, it's kind of what anyone's built for.
Yeah, but with vital assistance, of course.
Oh yeah. I mean, you didn't do it alone, but
I feel like we really maximized on our qualities this issue.
mm-hmm. That's what and like one reason I had the reliquary alone was I figured y'all would have scrapped at least some with Crucible and Starlight Gem. So you'd be beat up. There'd be other stuff going on when y'all got to the vault and discovered the reliquary was already there.
But we used the greatest magic of all, diplomancy.
Bullshit. Oh, that
Yes,
too.
much diplomacy. But I'm pretty sure you guys had fun. I think everybody was cackling at some point. I sure had fun running this one. Hope anybody that comes by and watches later enjoyed it. I hope you'll show up again. We should be doing this again in 2 weeks. Barring anything unforeseen. It'll be September 3rd? I don't think there's any holiday or anything. So yeah, until then, we'll see you next time. Again, I was your GM for the day, Jason. And with me was Zach, a.k.a. the Fairy Prince.
Thank you so much for this.
Curtis, a.k.a. Black Dragon.
Laters.
Taylor, a.k.a. Muscle the Muscle.
Howdy.
And probably the MVP for this particular session, Mike, a.k.a. Anyone.
Take care, everyone.